Hey guys, good morning. It's Carmen here, and it is just before 10 a.m. on Thursday morning. I am driving to see some family today in, it's called Portobello. It's near Pachino, and just driving from Casipole, where I've been staying with a brother named Marco. And I just want to share a quick testimony. I came here just over 3 years ago to Italy, and when I got here, I had sold my car in Canada, and I had purchased a car here in Italy within the first month after I got out of quarantine. I rented a car, and the Lord led me to this car, and it was all the Lord's leading. I didn't even want to go to see it that day. It was 3 hours away, but I found myself halfway there because I was in Catania, and on the way home I had thought about going another hour and a half drive to go see it, but it was too far in my eyes, and the weather wasn't good that day, and I said, you know what, I'm going to go home because I was a little tired too. I made a mistake on the road, and I found myself going in the opposite direction towards the city where the car was in. I saw it on the internet the night before. So I was a little bit frustrated. I turned around and I started driving back towards Pachino, and I made the same mistake twice. And I was just like, Lord, if you want me to go see the car, then just give me peace about it. And I had peace about it. I said, okay, I'm going to go see the car. I didn't call the guy or anything. I said, I'm going to go there. If this is the Lord's will, then it will be a fruitful trip. So I finally got there. It was in Milazzo. That's near a city called Messina. That's where the ferry is to go to the mainland, from Sicily to mainland Italy. And I stopped the car in a parking lot somewhere in Milazzo, and I gave the guy a call. I didn't get an answer. I sent an email. I didn't get any response. I said, I'll wait a few more minutes. I'll give another call, and then if I don't hear from him, I'll go back home. So I waited another few minutes. I called, and then he answered. And finally, when I got a hold of him, I asked him, I said, I'm here from Pachino. I want to see the car, and if it's available, if we could meet. And he said, sure. He said, meet me here in 20 minutes at the parking lot of a McDonald's. So I went to the parking lot of the McDonald's that he told me about, and he showed up there with his wife. And as soon as I saw the car, I liked it, just at first glance. And he told me, if you want, let's go for a little drive. So I jumped in the passenger seat, and as soon as he started driving, I just had peace that this is the car that the Lord had chosen. And I had been praying, Lord, don't show me the right car, because I needed a car when I got here. So anyways, long story short, I said I wanted the car, but at the same time I didn't have everything in order that I needed to have in order. Like he wanted to do a bank transfer. I didn't even have a bank account here at that time. And finally, 2 weeks later, I was able to have everything together and ready, and I gave him a call, and he brought the car to Pachino, which is about, again, a 3-hour trip, with his cousin following him in his car. So we did all the transfer that day. It just went very smoothly, and I tell you, this car has been a blessing to me. I know that it's the car that the Lord has chosen. I've never driven a Volkswagen before in Canada, but it's been a really good car, and I've gone around Europe a number of times now with it, and really it's given me no major issues. I got in an accident with it last year. Thank God I didn't get hurt. Nobody else got hurt, and I was able to repair the car, and it continues to drive. So I drove to Belgrade last season, call it. And in Belgrade, it's a little different there. I'm typically in the heart of the city. Driving there is not as enjoyable. And I was getting some hints and indicators. I felt that the Lord was telling me that the season with the car was finished. But at the same time, I wanted to keep it, there's convenience in having it, but also in Belgrade, there's also some hindrances that come with it, especially when I'm trying to find a place to stay. I need to find a place that has a parking spot, and finding that in the heart of Belgrade is not very, very easy. So I was starting to get the indication that the time with the car was over. And I say this also, I had got a hint early on, like even before I got to Belgrade, that the Lord had wanted me to give the car to somebody. And I had that in my mind, but at the same time I put it at the back of my mind because I'm looking for an apartment, and I didn't have even money to pay the rent and deposit for the first month at that time. Things had not been coming in, as far as donations go at that time. And I trust that the Lord's in control. He provides in His timing. And, practically speaking, that's how the Lord has sustained me. It's been people that He has moved to support the ministry that I'm doing. And by the grace of God, I've been able to carry on. And I'm thankful for everybody that has supported my ministry, but at the same time, my faith is in the Lord, that He moves the people, and it's not me that's begging for money. I just that's the mindset that I've had, and so far the Lord has worked in that way. I put the car up for sale, as many of you know. I put it for sale on an Italian website, and I had thought if somebody's interested in the car and wants to buy it, I'll do a video call with them. They can look over the car through a video call, and upon a deposit, I'll drive back to Italy and finish the transfer there. So I had put it up for sale on the same site that I found it, but there was really very little interest. There was a couple people that sent me messages. When I responded to them, they didn't respond back to me. A couple of scammers, I think, were trying to get my bank information, but that's how it had gone as far as putting the car up for sale. And I listed it for a pretty good price. It's a 2018, and it's a pretty good car, so get some decent money for it. And anyways, little to no interest. At the same time, I'm looking for a place. I'm praying the Lord provides for a place, but it seemed to be that there was some sort of block. There seemed to be some sort of hindrance that was preventing, things from going forward. So, typically when that happens, I know that the Lord has spoken something to me that I haven't really been listening to. And it's happened before with other things, other decisions that the Lord has brought me to. But I took some time to fast, to pray, and the Lord made it clear that He wanted me to give the car to somebody. And in my mind, I'm just like, it doesn't make any sense because I can really use the money right now. And it's not, something small. It's my biggest earthly possession that He wants me to let go of. And I know that the Lord brought me to the car, and it was His will that I got the car. But at the same time, as He was giving me clarity that the time was up and He wanted me to give it to somebody, and I had peace about it, and I felt confirmation about it, I just was content that yes, the Lord has spoken, and I do want to do His will when I know that it's clear. And anyways, I did call the brother that I felt the Lord wanted me to leave the car with, and I told him, I said, listen, I don't want to hear yes or no. I just want you to hear what the Lord has put on my heart, and you can get back to me. And we left it at that. He sent me a message later telling me that he had been having problems with his car, and he didn't know what to do because he had been in a difficult place financially, and he had been praying about this, and it was an answer to his prayer. So anyways, for me, that was confirmation, and made me feel even better that, okay, this is the Lord's will. And, as crazy as it may seem in the flesh to us, when the Lord asks us to do something that is completely, just not normal as far as, what the world or even what you think you should do. When the Lord gives you peace and confirmation about a decision, it's the most amazing thing when you've done it, and you've done it for the Lord. And, when that took place and I had decided, yes, I'm going to give him the car, I tell you, the next day I received one of the largest donations that I have received. And it was unexpected. And it was like the Lord's confirmation that, yes, I did want you to give the car. And now, here, I'm going to provide for you anyway. which gave me more than enough money at the time to finalize a contract for an apartment back in Belgrade, to pay the deposit, to pay the first month's rent, and even a little bit more, and even for other things. So I just want this to be a testimony to the Lord's provision. The Lord provides, but His ways are not our ways, and He puts us to the test. He puts us to the test to see if we will trust Him. And I'll say this, that when I wasn't obeying, when I was not listening to the Lord's voice, it just seemed like there was a block there. There was things that were just not moving. But as I took some time and fasted and prayed and just got clarity, because I tell you, this flesh is what the Lord has to deal with, and that's not just with me, but every one of us. When we can humble ourselves before the Lord, and just when we have the will to hear His voice and to obey Him, He will make things clear for us. So, I just want this to be an encouragement to all of you, that as we trust in the Lord and as we seek to serve Him, He will provide. And He doesn't need earthly, what's the word I'm looking for? He doesn't need our wisdom. The Lord's ways are not our ways. His high as the heavens are above the earth. His ways are higher than our ways, and His thoughts are higher than our thoughts. He just wants us to trust Him and obey Him. And as we trust Him and obey Him, He will do amazing things. And He will give us all that we need to do what He's called us to do. So may this be an encouragement to you all. God bless you. I will be on Friday taking a bus back to Belgrade, and I will continue there. And we'll see what the Lord has plans for this next season. God bless you, and be well in the Lord.